It's not what happens to us that causes pain, but the interpretation associated with those circumstances. Framing is very important relative to success because it's most likely in your pursuit you would encounter obstacles, adversity, things that comes to test you. So the correct framing of that situation or otherwise determines your ability to persist. So tonight I will share briefly on the subject because we are completely out of time. I am very busy today. There are a lot of things on my desk. I had to sneak out to push out this video. Still on the discourse of framing, let's take this channel as a case study. For the longest of time, I've had this channel. We've pushed content, we've published videos upon videos. And guess what? The universe decided to reward our hard work. I lost subscribers as a consequence of that ideal. The point I'm trying to highlight is when people ask, how do you stay consistent after all the turmoil? You worked as hard as possible, you pushed content, you still lost subscribers. So how do you deal with that? Is the correct framing. I stopped using the subscribers and views as an index for progress and pivoted to the actual quality of the content. How I sound, my vocal prowess, is the video increasing, improving your intellect. Once you watch, at a point effectively communicated, what do you learn? Will you come back? Every single thing associated with improving upon that content became the metric. And in fact, it's the best thing to do because patience is not equated with passivity of time. Patience is finding what to do in the meantime. You're better off if you persist and keep improving on that gift. Maybe one day it all works out as opposed to stopping completely. Then success is not guaranteed. So on one hand, you might get success, you might become successful, you might make a little bit of money. On the other hand, success is not guaranteed. So pick one. It's a decision you have to make for yourself. So framing is very important as touching success. I've given this analogy and I'll use it once more. You and I can look at a flag. One might feel disgusted, the other patriotic. So the same object of focus, yet different interpretation. And if we are to take action upon our focus, the results are vastly apart. So the same object of focus, but different results. Different results. Framing is very important in that regard. In order to be successful, you have to frame things perfectly. For instance, I run a company, XYZ. It's not yet launched. So we are still in the development phases of the company. There's something going on at the back end. So XYZ is being in development. I can't share too much on it because of obvious reasons. But every single thing that has happened up until this point was preparing me to run that company. From the failure on the various channels, the failure on the various businesses, the failure and the ability to still persist to ensure that businesses work. But to cut the long story short, the company is about to make its debut and I believe it's going to be successful. Framing. Once you see you want to become successful, or once you come to the conclusion you want to become successful, any difficulty faced as a consequence of that decision should be used to encourage you for that goal. I'll explain to you what I mean by this. You said you're going to be a successful CEO and you can't deal with stress. Exactly. So the point I'm trying to highlight is frame things perfectly and you'll be fine. As always, my friends, a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.